following podcast may contain strong language. Listener discretion is advised.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to Hallmark of Greatness, the podcast that raises the red flags of original Hallmark boyfriends. I'm Joe, and with me as always, drunk enough to marry non-union Jason Statham after drinking a furlong of pina coladas.
Furlong and a mile.
I couldn't think of any other imperial measurement. I was like, furlong, horse racing, yeah. And she's back from her quick marriage and annulment to Little Jimmy Potatoes in Las Vegas. It's Katie.
Hello. I always forget what film we watched before and I have to do that. Oh yeah. I mean, this is just a reminder every time we do this.
I literally have to check what the notes are from that previous episode and go, that'll do as a...
Yeah.
If you want to keep up to date with all the Hallmark Greatness gossip, you can follow us on Twitter at Hallmark of Great, all one word, or we are on Instagram and Facebook at Hallmark of Greatness. If you have a film you want to suggest for us to watch, whether it be Hallmark related or Last Orders related, you can send us an email at hallmarkgreatness@gmail.com. How are we all?
Busy.
Have you dried your eyes?
Dried my eyes.
From the sadness.
I was going to sing that.
From the sadness of losing the
Oh
nation's
no, I sobbed
grandmother.
when her pony was just stood there watching the coffin come by. I was like, oh, the poor horse.
The horse
The horse
doesn't know what's going
and then
on.
the corgis come out, and that was it. Then I was like, oh, I'm done.
Those two guards
I
have
know.
got the best job. They're just looking after two dogs all the time now. Trained in unarmed combat for 7 years. Yeah.
Trained to not swish your head feathers around.
They
You
were
won't let
some
that go, are
fancy
you?
hats.
No. I know, they were. I can't
didn't
believe they weren't
think-
moving them.
It's not what
Oh, they were.
Constantly moving, man.
a Mexican wave of
When they
feathery
weren't allowed
hats.
to move forward, they just stood there wobbling, weeble wobbling. It was great.
I didn't think you were supposed to wear fancy stuff. It's supposed to be very plain and dour, isn't it, at funerals? Not
I know,
fancy
but
hats
them
and-
men with the big, elaborate white feathers, God knows what bird that was from, but they were fancy.
They were very fancy. I don't know. Don't know the rules.
No, again, who cares?
Yeah.
Dead now.
Do what they want.
This week's film. 2021's... Oh, it's not called that. Cooking Up Love.
It has
but
another
it's also-
name.
It has another name, which I wasn't aware of, so I now look like a right Burke. The Source of Love, spelled S-A-U-C-E. Barney, your synopsis for either film.
Well, lucky for you, I have outsourced the synopsis this week because I've just been so busy. So I've got two synopses.
Ooh.
One is from John from Damn It Vince, and one is
Oh.
from his wife-to-be, Ash.
Oh, lovely.
Yes. So we'll go with Ashley's first. Kate Marshall is a struggling dog groomer. She's struggling for money because of her late grandmother's hospital bills. Greg breaks down in her little hometown of Denver Falls on his way to a cooking competition. It's raining. She invites him in and makes him a home-cooked meal. Greg loves it and convinces her to put all her grandmother's secret family recipes into a cookbook. Together, they recreate the recipes in the cookbook, which becomes an international hit. Falling in love in the meantime. They are cooking with love. Dog grooming is never mentioned again.
Now, I feel I have seen that film.
I think we've seen it thrice.
Isn't that the one where she dances on the cornflakes?
That was a better film. And then John's
If
is
it
a bit
features sharks
darker.
at any point, I'm suing him.
So, Kate and David Love own a struggling restaurant. They cannot find a way to stand out from the crowd until they discover a tasty new ingredient, the flesh of their friends and
Oh,
family.
mate, John.
They're cooking with love, but an organisation known as the Police are investigating them for murder. Will they escape the investigation? Will the FDA approve their new ingredient?
There's always one, isn't there?
I love it. My brain went to immediately like cooking up a fake boyfriend sort of thing. You know, like
No, again, too clever. Literally, it's about cooking. The actual synopsis: Zoe rents a food truck to enter a reality TV competition. Already bizarre. Sparks fly between her and the founder of a restaurant who is also a judge in the contest. Zoe wants to win, but she suspects he might be after her sauce recipe, quote unquote, not her heart. There's a lot of double entendre in this.
It was a bit. It was a bit much. A bit too much sauce
It
mentioned.
also could have been 45 minutes long, this film, and it would have been infinitely better.
It was.
You picked it.
Yeah,
I thought
it yourself this week.
Let's get on with this. We open with the standard jazzy music and a lady making sauce in real time.
So I felt pain, physical pain.
You wouldn't get that on Ready Steady Cook, would you?
It's so slow.
Ainsley Harriott standing too close to you. She's made some kind of sauce which she stirs with a wooden spoon, licks the thing and goes, and has no emotion. She shows nothing on her face, just dead. And she goes, put something in, we find out that it's quince jam, whatever quince is.
So me and James have this running joke that when we don't know what a fruit is, we just call it quince because we don't know what quince is.
Do you eat it with...
What's that? Quince. Yeah, quince. We have no idea.
Eat it with a runstable spoon. She puts that in, uses the same spoon that she's already put in there, dirty cow, and licks it and goes, And I'm like, really?
You've not done your food hygiene course, have you?
Well, she's only a weekend cook, apparently. Which then, leads to her going to work at an advertising agency? Question mark?
No, it's at the company. It's
Barbecue Bills.
Barbecue Bills. Oh, right, because I thought she was doing market research or something.
No, so I think she works there at this point.
But they meet each other very quickly in this film. It's within the first 30 seconds.
It's a proper meet cute as well, because he's walking his dog down the road that he bizarrely has, but they're just hands off to someone in the car.
It's really weird, because I understand talking to your pets, that's normal.
Right? I talk to my dog all the time, yeah.
But then he puts the dog in the car, and then the, what's she called, Zoe, falls over. So he goes to the dog, hold on a sec, to the dog.
All right, Steve, but I've got places to sniff.
So he goes over and helps, and then he goes back and he goes, I'll call you later. Again, to the dog. That's far
No,
too
I think
weird.
that's to the driver, because he says, make sure he gets his treat at 11. And I was like, what is this? She falls out of a taxi, classic, spilling all of her folders on the floor in the traditional meet cute. She hides her face like Mel Gibson in The Man Without a Face. Colin Richmond. Oh no, it's Colin Richmond, inventor of the sausage. And he goes, oh well, thank you anyway. He goes inside. She's supposed to be doing a presentation on a new sauce.
She's supposed to be doing feedback from customers on the sauce, but then she hijacks it and tries to convince him to do healthy meals instead of...
Right, that's not her job.
But I didn't get this bit. So she does this whole presentation on healthy food, and she's made a new sauce and all this stuff, and she's done samples downstairs. Let's go taste it. And they're all like, no, you knob, get out of here. But then they want to make a new sauce. Why not just take her new sauce idea and be done with it?
In the meeting, they're like, we don't want new things because we've got to get it out by yesterday, sort of thing. And then immediately says, but I want that new sauce.
You've got 2 weeks, Rick.
Yeah, that was.
It's we'll just go downstairs to what she's made.
I like the fact that she takes all her scones, though.
Them rock-hard scones, I'm pretty sure it flump if you let go of that.
Put someone's brain out with them.
Because even he takes one and goes, nah, you're all right, puts it back down. My mouth is so dry.
The flavouring as well. Lemon essence and lavender.
It'd be like licking an old lady's face, wouldn't it? It'd be awful.
I thought you were going to say Fanny.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
That's it.
What is happening? It's all getting too rude here.
Too rude.
Yeah, so she says to Rick's her boss technically, and says, you're fired for not doing your job and making me look like a prick.
Well, she did do the wrong thing. It's
not the time and place to do it.
Yeah.
If you're employed to give a talk about lead, right, you can't come in and do it about the fucking wombles, can you? It's because they're not relative to the task.
She should have just gone on and sung pie for all that,
Potato chip pie.
Don't.
I looked it up. It is a real thing, and I was like, oh, Americans.
Just imagining smashing Pringles to make a base.
To be fair, that sounds pretty good. So she's fired.
Sorry, I've just realised that it's crisps, not chips. So potato chip crisp was with potato chip pie
Yeah.
with crisps.
Crisps.
Yeah.
Not because I was imagining just potatoes.
No. It's not chips, not fries.
Mm.
Yeah.
Why are
Not
they
crin-
like this?
Why are they like this?
Why are you the way that you are?
Oh, so
So
next
she's
notes
fitted.
is she's talking to Shay,
Yeah.
her friend.
What did I have?
Very
as my
pretty
note?
friend.
Yeah, I had non-union something, and I can't remember what it was now. I didn't write it down because I just thought of it. Anyway, yeah, they're sitting around in her. Is this where they're eating? No, they're not eating ice cream here, are they? That's later on. And she's like, "Oh, let's watch your favourite show, Local Food Truck Awards #7." It's got.
I mean, it could be. It sounds like something I would watch.
Yeah,
How
it's-
can you be an amateur food truck driver? You're a food truck vendor or you're not. You're not.
You're
an
not doing it
amateur.
as a hobby, are you?
No.
You're not Charles Boyle. from Brooklyn.
Hobbyist.
Again. So she watches that, and just so happens that when they turn the TV on, the host, Maxine, is like, and now we're filming a new season. Anyone can apply. You win a food truck and $100,000 from a local TV station.
I know.
This must be pulling in ratings, local food truck champion #7.
Watch out, British Bake Off. They've got food truck bonanzas
I mean,
going on.
I have watched on Netflix Deep Fried Masters, which was just Carney's deep frying stuff.
Nice.
It was maybe want to buy a deep fat fryer. Harvey had to stop me because I was like, let's deep fry everything. Barbecue Pit Masters, similar sort of thing. I think there is a food truck one, but it's that's in Hell's Kitchen. They do a food truck round every so often. But yes, so she's like, oh, I don't know. I haven't got any money. My credit card bills are piling up. And Shay just goes, I'll help. I'll design a logo. She was up all night doing that, weren't she?
Grandpa's barbecue sandwiches.
Yeah, that'll do. I'm not getting paid. But you need two people. Well, I can't do it because I'm so busy with work. I can't even design a logo properly. So why don't we get your granddad out of retirement?
The
because he
grumpiest
used to be a
bastard
chef.
I've ever seen.
I
on a
love
Hallmark
Grandad.
film.
Because I think he had something wrong with his brain. Because there was bits where he was really happy, and then he would change mid-scene. She goes to see him. He's yelling at a neighbour that may or may not exist.
Is he called
Yeah.
Claudette?
You never
Who says
see her.
that the quinces that are on the branches over her fence are her quinces,
Property. Yeah.
which is obvious nonsense.
Technically, it's true. If it's
What?
in your airspace of the thing, then yeah, it's true. It's yours in Britain anyway. I'm fairly sure.
It's my tree.
Yeah, have you not seen photographs of neighbours that are really petty and like the front lawn? Like it's only a little tiny bit and they'll only do their side of the house and leave it all overgrown on the other side. It's like, just chop it.
Like
It's not going to take you long.
Odd couple. No, because Derek never turns his music down. And yeah, it's neighbours or people that grow really big fences, just block out other people's light and stuff. Yeah. Lelandiais, isn't it? Yeah. But she's like, it's just so weird. He's like, he says, oh, well, I'll help you, but I'm retired now, so like, I don't know how much use I'm going to be. Turns out none, because he does nothing apart from complain.
He breaks the blender.
That's his one redeem. Oh, and then tries to whore his daughter out for kitchen goods.
Granddaughter.
Granddaughter, which is somehow worse.
Oh, we've missed the bit where Mr. Richmond goes for fish tacos and pushes in front of the queue to get them, and she's fuming at him because he pushed in front of the
he's
queue.
just got her fired, she thinks, as well. So he thinks he's a horrible
But he asked Alfredo for the charred salmon. It's for locals only. And I was like, fuck off, mate. It's a food truck. You're lucky you're not getting salmonella, pal.
I clearly just was so bored. I put, she meets him downstairs and all rude to each other. That's all
But it wasn't even like normal Hallmark rudeness. They were still kind of polite because he doesn't know that she's been fired.
Yeah.
She doesn't tell him, does she?
No. He
She's
makes
just
a comment on
kind
a plant, which I assume is because she's had to clear out of her office, but it's kind of
carrying up. She could just be carrying a plant with her. She's
Could be,
quirky. Yeah. So then they're like, get the food truck. She explains that to Grandad, Grandpa, that they insist on calling him, that she's took his recipe, made it healthy, which is barbecue sauce. I mean, what's in it?
You'd have to have a lot of barbecue sauce for it to be really unhealthy as well.
I mean, she's putting jam in it. That's not healthy. That's
Sugar,
loads of
yeah.
sugar.
Yeah, but isn't my knowledge of barbecue sauce when I've seen it being made is that it's tomato sauce, and
Quince
some
jam.
quince jam, and some other bits and pieces. So it's mostly sugar anyway.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
Tesco do quince jam.
No, I think you've got
I'm gonna
to go
look for it.
somewhere posh, Waitrose for that, haven't you? Marks
Venture in.
and Spencer.
Excuse me, sir. Do you know where the quince jam is?
I don't even know what a quince is, love. Nobody does. Right, I'm looking it up. A quince is the sole member, so it's the only type of this fruit. It's a delicious, deciduous tree. Delicious tree.
Delicious tree. It's not the fruit. I'll just lick the bark.
It's similar to a pear.
It did look like a pear on the tree.
It can be eaten raw, processed into marmalade, jam, or alcohol. I think quince piss up at some point.
For the 100th episode, we have quince piss up.
Yes. And so he's like, I'll have to make shitloads of jam then. And she's like, you better add, old man, otherwise we're out of luck.
And then immediately gives at least 3 jam jars worth of quince jam to his neighbour.
I assume there was other stuff in there, like cheese and crackers and, little bits.
Yeah.
Chocolate
There's definitely
turtles.
at least 3 jam
Yeah,
jars.
I counted 3. So that's
If you need a lot of it, 3 lots of jam is quite
we've
a lot.
got one treat, and Claudette's nicking half of his fruit anyway.
Yeah.
He's had to go and buy quince.
And also, she tries to convince him with, like, oh, you love cooking. And he's like, nah. And then she goes, why watch a contest show when you could be on one? And that's enough. Then,
And he goes,
yeah, okay then.
Okay. Also, like, whoever edited this needs to tighten it up a bit, because there's a lot of, okay then.
yeah. Lots of gaps.
So they
The
agree to
most
do
stilted
this.
thing in the world.
Shay, through her connections at graphic design school, knows someone who has a food truck that's let them borrow it. But
And it's called Livia.
It's called Livia. It's very, very old, apparently. Apparently? It looks like all the other food trucks.
No, the outside is painted like a French bistro.
Yes.
It's horrible.
I quite liked that.
No, it had a painted on patio chair.
Yeah, that's cool. That's retro.
I thought most of the time your food truck was painted to be what you wanted for your business as well, rather than just like really random. Because even when she gets a fancy new one at the end, it's still random to her.
It's still
style.
randomly painted, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely... Because the Bacon Boys, theirs is black. With bacon written at the side, isn't it?
Boy.
Which I genuinely think probably was a real food truck that they were using for catering. So they're driving along. This truck's knackered. She finds a leprechaun keychain in the glove box, pockets that.
Oh, I'd
thief.
forgotten about that. Yeah.
Everyone had until the last minute where she went, and now I've lost the keychain.
yeah.
I was like, oh shit, yeah, remember that?
That happened 3 hours ago.
I was like, is this a reference to the fact that they're McBrides? Is that like Irish?
I didn't think
Well,
much into it.
No, neither did I. But yeah, Grandpa goes, that's good luck, that is. What, firing a leprechaun keychain in a glove box? That's
Really
highly
ugly.
selective.
Really ugly keychain that you're never going to want.
But they're driving along. They get there. Everyone sort of laughs at them because their food truck is shite. But they're doing a test to see if it works. It's a food truck. So
They've
park
got
up.
it parked up where outside Colin's building or whatever.
Alfredo's was all the other two
the other
food
ones
trucks,
was.
yeah, and they're doing well. Nobody pays for anything in this film.
No.
No money changes hands at any point. Everyone's on the honor system in wherever this is, Chicago, I think it's supposed to be. I think he says it's the biggest Barbecue Bill's is the biggest restaurant in the Chicago area. I'm sure that's what he says at one. But anyway, doesn't matter. Honor system for everyone. Or they trade. I don't know. But we are introduced to Jesse, who comes along and is like, this sandwich is great. I'm an actor.
Oh, yeah. That's why he disappears halfway through to go to an acting class.
They all should have gone to some acting classes. And then Colin comes along and has a sandwich. I'd say buys a sandwich, but he doesn't. Earns a sandwich. And he's like, this is great as well. And they're like, well, this clearly works. We've served 2 people. Let's apply for this quiz thing. Then they get a phone call. And they've been accepted.
Along with 4 other
mate,
teams.
These other teams. I want to know, right? When we get to it, I have theories about what happened.
Oh, right, yeah. I had to rewind it going, what's just happened?
It's just happened. It's like they ran out of script and just went, just fucking bump two of them off. So yeah, we're introduced. They're on the set. I say set. It's literally a car park at the back of the recording studios.
Yep.
We're introduced to Maxine, and we're introduced to the other food trucks.
Yes!
Now, go on. I know this is your moment to shine.
I thought this was brilliant. So she said, when I say your name, you're going to come up and do your slogan. I was like, woo! It's proper American, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all hands in cheer, isn't it?
So, team number 1 is Eva's Original. And they go, we put the O in original. And they do the O with the hands. Yes, well done, Eva's Original.
They're called Eva's Original. There's no O in that. If they were
Original.
Called, yeah, I know, but if they were called, like, I don't know, yeah, or something that began with an O. It wouldn't make
original then.
I was going to say onions, yeah. Anyway, it just didn't make sense.
Team number 2 is Born to Eat. And their slogan was, if you're born to eat, we'll be on your street.
That's good, to be fair.
We're all born to eat. It's how we survive.
I photosynthesise, thank you.
Team number 3 was Grandpa's Barbecue Sandwiches. And theirs
the
were,
worst one.
we're saucy and bossy in the kitchen. Doesn't even rhyme.
Was that what it was?
Saucy and bossy in the kitchen.
They've only had
yeah.
2 days to workshop it.
I thought it was we'll sauce it and boss it.
Well, no, because I thought that, but then there's a little blackboard afterwards where it says we're saucy and bossy.
That's so rubbish.
That's
It's
what
like
they
Even worse.
They should have been booted out just for that alone.
Yeah. They'd have the best line being the stars of the show.
Team number 4, Biker Bacon Love. Their slogan, we're baking you crazy.
My favourites. I love those 2 lads. It was like the hairy bikers from an alternate dimension.
They were great. And then team number 5 was Bisto Dumpling, which was an old lady and her grandson,
I would assume,
I
just
imagine.
a little fat boy she's kidnapped.
Yeah. And their slogan is, if you really want something, go see my dumpling. And she squeezes his little cheeks on his face.
Well, that could lead to problems further down the line, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But I watched the slogans 3 times. I really enjoyed
I'm
them.
still annoyed at saucy and bossy.
We're saucy and bossy in the kitchen.
What do? We do barbecue. That's better, and that's just off the top of my head.
Well, I thought when she's going to say, like, you need to come up and do a slogan, I thought Grandpa's Barbecue would go, shit, we haven't got one. But no, they just went like, way, we're saucy.
We'll just make it up as we go. All right, yeah. Saucy and bossy, and that's it. Bye.
Earlier, when she's trying to convince her granddad, she says, our motto will be great food with a healthy twist. And I was like, oh, that's really shit. And then I thought they were going to come up and do that. But
It's the most vanilla, phrase you can think of, isn't it? Oh, barbecue? See, there's loads of stuff.
I married who?
Anyway.
I know, I was just going.
But yes, so and this isn't part of the contest. Like, they're all allowed to stay in, even with a dog shit slogan like that. And they're like, there's a lot of come back tomorrow. And I'm like, I'm not earning money for this. I'm losing money by being here because I can't sell my food.
Well, the first challenge is to design a unique dessert with a savoury twist.
Now, I don't want that, right, in my life. I don't want a dessert that's got savoury things in it.
You don't want
I don't know, Biker Boys sounded alright.
Yeah, but they stole that off. Well, they were gifted that recipe, though, weren't
No, but their original one sounded ace.
they? Just ice cream wrapped in bacon. We do one thing and we do it well. But yeah, so she rushes off. Well, they go, when the horn goes, run to your van, and everyone else goes, ah, and runs off. And they just sort of go, no, I guess we best go and do this then, hadn't we? And sort of amble over. And I was like, okay.
Oh, but we've forgotten that one of the judges turns out to be.
Oh, yeah.
Guess
Oh,
who?
yes. So there's a lady judge, there's a fancy boy judge, and Colin is the judge. Even though he runs Barbecue Bill's, which apparently is like a fast food chain that's incredibly unhealthy for some reason.
Yeah, and it's at this point, you'd need to declare you had a conflict of interest. I feel this wasn't very fair to the other competitors.
No, but again, doesn't matter. Hallmark. So they decide to make potato chip pie.
Which
Is
is
that what it
products
was?
we've never heard of.
With chocolate swirls and fucking yogurt on it or some mad shit.
Fat-free.
Fat-free yogurt on the top.
Oh.
She's trying to be healthy.
Delicious.
Food with
So-
a healthy twist.
So what I've got here is basically, that's quite good though, isn't it? When you have like a chocolate bar and then some cheese and onion crisps, it's quite nice, isn't it? Sometimes.
No.
No.
Don't like cheese and onion crisps.
Okay.
I love cheese and onion crisp.
Do you like it with chocolate at the same time?
I like putting it in tuna sandwiches.
Oh my
Chocolate?
god.
No, crisps.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's not. Anyway, right. The main point of this is they've made some sort of pie base out of crisps, chips, if you're American, and then put chocolate on it, and then yogurt.
Oh, it's Aunt May's recipe that she's made healthy because she's just a
Yeah.
bitch. She takes everyone's recipes and goes,
Who's
"That's
Aunt
it."
May?
She declares.
Grandpa's sister.
Sister.
He clearly they didn't get on because he never mentions her again. Anyway, yeah, and they're like, "That's great." They eat it, and I don't think any of them were particularly enthralled by it, were they?
No, they were
But the
like,
other judges,
and Colin's
No,
like,
they
"This
were
is
all like-
lovely." Nom 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 nom. Feed
Yeah,
this to me,
Colin's-
dog.
along with ice cream. So go on.
There's that scene, so it cuts to the horrible boss.
Oh,
from
yeah.
before. I love this bit so much, to be fair. It's so rubbish. So he's like, you need to come up with a new sauce idea by tomorrow. We're both fired. So, and then this guy who presumably has been working with Zoe for a while.
Yep.
puts on a
Bradley,
hat
I
and
think he's called.
sunglasses
The perfect disguise.
and goes up and says, can I have your sandwich? And she goes, oh no, we're just doing this shit pie that's made of crisps.
Why? Are you mental?
Mental. And so he goes, oh, all right then, can I have some barbecue sauce on it? And she's like, no, because that's weird. Just a little bit on the...
Weirder than making a pie out of crisps, you dafty.
And it's like really weird. Then she goes, I recognise you. You're that guy that I work with. And then he goes, oh, and runs off. So that's all we know for now. And she's
Yeah,
a bit weirded
that's-
out.
That was a
That's
little
enough of
side
that.
piece going
Because
on.
that story never really pays off anyway.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Well, you see him again later in the same disguise.
Oh, no, yeah, no, he's not, listen,
He's not even
Monarch-
swapped his hat over.
monarch and bacon disguise. But no, so yeah, they win, they get through, and what was it, Onions Originals get booted out. Alright.
Go away.
Can you fix my Kindle?
No, go and take it to Daddy's in the kitchen. Love you.
Oh.
So yes,
Sorry.
Onions Originals get booted out.
They do.
And everyone's like, oh, and they leave. And they come back tomorrow for another exciting round of whatever the
next
hell.
challenge is to use another truck's fridge to make 2 lunch items.
They steal some chicken and something else.
They make low-fat chicken with orange roulade, which I
No,
thought
that's
was
a
like a
cake.
Swiss roll. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. All of us
What is
always
it
making
then?
them. No, that's a roulade.
That's what I wrote down, and then I thought,
Oh,
did I
don't know.
mishear that
I
then?
literally
Right
stopped.
down.
Was
Oh,
it
we
an
also missed.
an
We
orange
also missed the
sauce?
bit where she helps the bacon boys out because their
Oh.
generator is packed in or something, and so she's like, "Why don't you cut the bacon up as sprinkles and serve it with ice cream and caramel? The black pepper enzymes will." And I was like, "Shut up!
She thinks she's Gillian McKeith.
No, she just goes through your poo." But yeah, so they make this chicken and roulade. And they get through, and who gets booted out this time?
No,
It's the Eva's originals
they-
get, but
yeah, they don't find out who's got booted at this one. After they do this one, her and Colin start fixing Livia, and then they start cooking, and they eat all the food on the truck.
In the truck. Also, that very weird scene where they're like operating on the truck, and he's like, "I'm going in," and I was like, "It's a truck? Oh, what are you on about, you mad bastard?"
Too many potato chips have gone through his head.
But they're cooking food because he's like, "Oh, let's have something to eat here," and then goes, "I'll take you to Malcolm's favourite park." And my first instinct to be like, "Who's Malcolm?" She never asks, does she? She doesn't ask. And I'm fairly sure you can't drive a food cook when everything's on because that would be incredibly dangerous.
yes,
So you have
she
to be
makes, like,
stationary.
enough burgers for like 5 people.
Yeah, well, she
With
goes,
the two
"Well,
of
we
them."
can use this chicken, and then I'll make burgers." I was like, "What are you, hyperglycemic? What do you need all this food for?" You got tapeworms.
Oh, and he's sort of he loves the sauce and they're cooking together, so he keeps asking questions about the sauce, and she's all suspicious after that.
But she
Bradley
isn't.
incident.
She's not that suspicious, is she?
No.
Because she's like, oh, I'll never tell. Wink. At this
Give me
point,
that spoon if you want to live, she says at some point.
at this point, Grandad's broken a blender and Colin's bought a new one. And Grandad's like, he's bought you a blender. You're gonna have to shag him now. And she's like, Grandpa! And he's like, what? Back in my day, we did it for a lot less. None of that happens. But yeah, the next day, they arrive and
Third
the
challenge.
street meat people get kicked off, don't they?
Yeah, born to eat.
Born to eat.
They are trucking on
But
home.
they make them show up in the morning. Just tell them that night.
They got the aprons on and everything.
All cleaned up, done all
Off
the
you
prep
go.
work, washed everything down. No, it's off you, bye, truck off. Yeah.
But we find out that Grandpa's Barbecue won that last round with their orange chicken.
Whatever that is.
And this challenge is called Bang for Your Buck. Using only 2 ingredients on your truck, make something and sell it for $1. They're not allowed to go to the shop.
Oh, they ate all of the food.
Apart from half a lettuce.
And some frozen chicken. Probably because it was frozen. Like the very hungry caterpillar, aren't they?
And she goes, we'll just make chicken wraps. There's only enough chicken wraps there for 2
4
people.
people? Yeah.
One Zoe, because she's starving all the time.
Oh, my tapeworm. But then, just as they're about to start defrosting chicken under the tap or whatever, there's an emergency, and so they get called out into the front of the thing, and we're told that due to
misconduct,
yeah,
Still Dumpling have been eliminated.
eliminated. What did they do?
He doesn't say. And obviously she thinks it's going to be her because she's been fraternising with the judge.
I don't
so she's
think
like,
she did.
"Ooh."
I don't think she didn't express that in her emotions at all.
Oh,
She
I
was-
thought she did. I
No,
thought
well-
she was a bit like, ooh. What's
To be
this
fair,
about?
I thought there was going to be like we've noticed that and he'll be like, oh, I'll step down as a judge and then they'll get someone
Yeah.
else in. But no. The dumpling mother and her sex trafficked son are expunged, and we never find out why.
You know what?
We
What
need
did
The
they
one
do?
interesting thing in this film,
They
I
get-
reckon.
Oh, God.
I reckon she squeezed his face too hard and he complained.
Well, is it after the first challenge because they win Feast or Dumpling and the trafficked lad says something and I couldn't catch what it was.
Oh, I might have to rewatch this now just to find out. See if I can solve the case of what happened to the dumpling boy. But yeah, the one interesting thing in this film, and we'll never know
No, no,
why
no.
they were expunged. Yeah.
Hey, so now the challenge isn't happening, so she's like, I'm going to farmer's
I've got
market,
to the
Yeah,
farmer's market to buy stuff.
which was 2 stalls in the middle of a field.
With fresh everywhere. Fresh.
No,
fresh,
she
fresh,
goes,
fresh.
That's some great dialogue.
she goes, and he's fresh, and they just look at her like, no, and she goes, well, I'll leave him then. Like,
Another day.
and then Colin comes up and is like, oh, that looks heavy, I'll carry it for you. And it's literally the tiniest basket with 3 peppers in it.
that were fresh
There's
as
no
anything else. It's like they said to her, improv something here.
I don't know. I've never interacted with a real human in a shop before. What do we talk about? These look nice. Are they fresh? And they're just frozen in fear.
No.
Oh, I'm crying.
Don't know. Don't know. I just wandered in. Help! I'm looking for my son, little fat lad. Have you seen him anywhere?
This woman kept squeezing her cheek.
So hard. He got bruised face. But yes, Colin comes along and he's brought Malcolm the dog or whatever it's called. And he's like, "Oh, let's have an ice cream. I'll get one for the dog." And I was like,
It's
Can you-
the longest dialogue about getting ice cream.
right. Well, then they did this thing, and I've never known anyone do this ever, right? When you're talking to someone and you go, like, "Well, what's your favourite?" You don't wait until they start answering and then go, "Potatoes," at the same time, do you? Like, you don't, do you? But she goes, "Oh, my favourite ice cream, orange," and he goes, "Orange swirl," or whatever. And I'm like, rude. But yeah, he buys. No, I think he doesn't pay there either. I thought he did, but he doesn't. How's that? No wonder that farmer's market's only got 2 fucking stalls and everything's tinned.
And then they're walking down the street together. She's managed to carry the really heavy basket on her own now and a bag of baguettes over her shoulder. And he's talking about... They start to talk about the fact that he really likes cooking, really. He misses the cooking aspect of his job because he's now just taken over by the CEO.
When they were having their enormous feast the day previously, he explained that Buffalo Barbecue Bill's Buffalo Barbecue Bill Bob was a small family business that his parent opened in like 1960 something. He expanded it, went public, and it got too big too soon, and he sort of lost sight of it. But he turned the original site into a dog's home, so you know he's a good person, you see, because he's a dog person. Right, that was something I'd forgotten about, and it pays off not one jot.
No.
Shorthand for nice, isn't it?
Yeah. So then when they're talking today, she's like, "Oh, you really are a foodie, I can tell." And he goes, "Yeah, I'm just a foodie in wolf's clothing."
That well-known saying.
I didn't know you were into molecular gastronomy. What? Because you said enzymes and pepper, you dick. I think, does he go into work then and yells at Rick for not having this
Hawaiian sauce?
Hawaiian sauce. What is Hawaiian sauce?
It's barbecue sauce with pineapple in it.
That sounds awful. I was like, it's Hunter's chicken. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't like barbecue sauce.
No, I'm not a big fan. Even if it's got quince or otherwise.
I'm going to make 3 versions. I'm going to make original barbecue sauce, quince barbecue sauce, and something mysterious like dragon fruit.
Pineapple in it. Yeah.
Passion fruit. It's a bit crunchy, this barbecue sauce.
Cucumber. Just chunks of cucumber thrown in there. So he's like, "You're supposed to have it today, Rick, and we need this for some reason." I don't know.
I don't know.
He said they weren't losing money. They were in business world. They were doing good business. So I don't know why they needed more money, but I guess it's never enough, is it? No. So Rick speed dials. I want to say, is it Bradley? His lackey.
Bradley.
Who?
Yes, it is Bradley.
And he's like,
"Oh, my phone's autocorrected it to Brandley."
You need to get this sauce now, you shit house, or we're both fired. And then he hangs up the phone, eats a bit of a donut, and just goes, donut. It's that classic Hallmark thing of just let the camera run 30 seconds and just do something for fun. You know, we might be able to use it.
It's Kevin from The Office.
Shit.
Oh yeah. Are we on the 4th challenge?
The final challenge. Yes,
Yeah.
This is when it sort of picks up for me, as it all moves along at a breakneck pace at this point.
This is the social butterfly challenge. Use what they can to get people to their food
use
truck.
your social media.
Grandpa says, "Fuck this."
Hobbling over to the judges. Like, "Oh, my hip. Oh, my hip." And she goes off to the thing, and then he comes over and tells her that he's bowing out in inverted commas because of his hip.
Oh, no. Because he probably threw it out putting up, what was she called?
Birdhouse.
Birdhouse. And I was like, I bet you did, you saucy old goat. It wasn't just jam he was making. Oh, no, stop it. Yeah, I told you a spot. I found you a replacement. And do you remember that lad from before, Jesse? It's him, you know. Mr. not appearing in this film, apart from right at the end to pull it out of the fire.
But Jesse's got 200 followers, so we're winning here.
Oh, he's not. He's got loads of followers.
Yeah.
He's got like 100,000 or something.
Because
they go, because her and Shay go for a meal in the other location. And they're like, Jesse's going to meet us here. And Shay nearly slides off a fucking chair. She's into Jesse at a rate of knots. Jesse shows up, and they automatically hit it off by doing such things as, I thought it was pronounced GIF. No, it's GIF. Yeah. And then they go on about hashtags, right? And this annoyed me. It was 2021. No one uses hashtags anymore. Like,
his hashtags were so lame as well.
Yeah. Should I say
Grandpa's barbecue? Hashtag.
Yeah.
Come to Grandpa's barbecue.
But my favourite bit was the emoji of Grandpa because it looked like Bernie Sanders.
Mr. Chips there, what's he doing?
I was like, Granddad doesn't wear glasses. Why is this emoji got glasses on?
Don't worry about it. But then he has to
acting
leave,
class.
go to an acting class. He gets his number off her, and then does the classic, "Will your boyfriend mind?" And she's like, "Oh no, he's fine." And he goes, "Oh," she goes, "No, I haven't got a boyfriend." And I was like, "Phew, that was close."
Oh my goodness.
Risky business.
Otherwise, that'll never kick off. It must be the next day now. Then
Yeah, so
the
they're now
final
doing
challenge.
the challenge, aren't they? So he's waving a flag for some
He's
reason.
waving a flag and going, "Special sandwich, sweet fries, and a drink." No price.
Yes.
But he just repeats it over and over again, like a really rubbish, like Barrow boy. He's £4 for £1. You got to do that, and you got to sell it. Like, why is he waving a flag? It's got to start a race.
Didn't even have Colonel Sanders on the flag and
She
nothing.
worked so hard on that. But they're handing out these sandwiches to the same 5 people that have been in this film. Nobody pays. And then after the competition has wound down, they're all sitting about having a relax. Jessie has to go to an audition or another acting class. I can't remember. But she's sitting there talking to Colin, I think, is it? And she hears someone rustling in a bin 100,000 yards away.
She keeps looking over her shoulder like, oh.
To be fair, he keeps peeking out like he's like an absolute stalker, as opposed to just going over and nicking it like anyone else did. Also, if it was such top secret, don't leave it out.
No, don't leave your labelled jam jars.
Take the label off. You know it's quince jam. Grandpa knows it's quince jam. Everyone else, what's this? Ectoplasm. Nobody knows.
Just me and James going, oh, I don't know what this is. Must be quince. Oh
Eat
my
it.
God.
Is this what quince tastes like? I guess we'll never know.
Oh, I've just made a note of this, and I'm wondering if you guys remember it. When Jessie first joins the team, Colin starts talking to him, and he's over by the food, and he's filling his pockets with barbecue sauce sachets.
I'm on an actor's budget, he says.
Right, so I thought, me and Katie think too much in these films. I thought he was going to put that barbecue sauce on the sandwiches to try and ruin the sales, yeah. And then, no, he just really likes sauce packets, so that doesn't amount to anything
Just
either.
squeezing them into his... It was like,
I didn't realise it was barbecue. I thought it was like chocolate. And
I thought
shit
it was
like that.
peanuts or something.
No, they were little sachets, like you get in the Witherspoons.
It's like power gel for athletes. He's just like line in barbecue sauce. No, because I thought he was going to be the one that sold the secret to Rick.
Oh, yeah.
See, we all had it in for Jessie,
Because
didn't we?
Bradley... Well, he never did anything, and we weren't sure.
He waved that flag bloody well.
Because he had a food truck with his sister as well, didn't he?
I know, I wrote this down. Yeah.
And he also worked in a restaurant.
Yes.
So what the fucking... And it was a chimney sweep, probably. Like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins. All these jobs.
Struggling actor, that's what they do, though, isn't it?
But so they go through the challenge, and then when they're waiting to find out whether they won or not, they offer Jessie a job as partner in the food truck.
Yes, because...
And he's
forgotten about his sister's food
yeah,
truck.
so he doesn't care about his sisters and his other jobs, and he's like, oh yeah, as long as I can go to my auditions.
They
And
burnt
she
that
said-
down for the insurance.
So
But they catch Bradley going through the bin that has a clearly labelled empty jar of quince jam in there. He drops it and scuttles off. And then they find out that they haven't won. The Bacon Boys have won.
I put the Bacon Brothers.
I think they were the Bacon Bikers, actually.
I put Baker Bacon. Baker Bacon. So bloody autocorrect. I don't even know why we put Bacon Bacon on there.
One of those isn't even a word.
I think I might have had a stroke.
All that bacon. But they win, and everyone sort of hugs and high fives. They get this thing and a big check, and and the losers get, what was it?
A rent. They get a year's rent on a food truck, so they don't get. The winner wins one outright.
Right,
and
they get a
the runner-up,
borrow one.
They get borrow one that's paid off for a year.
Right,
So-
okay. That's not a bad price,
Yeah,
is it? I
that's
guess.
not bad, is it? Yeah.
But yeah, so they're like, oh well.
For an amateur food
For
truck.
amateur food truck #1's hero guy. So the next day they're in the food truck, but they're not enjoying it because it's not Livia,
Yeah.
and everything's too new and stuff. And
Colin turns up with some onions and tomatoes
I
in his
brought you
tote
these
bag.
onions and tomatoes. I managed to carry them with my giant man arms.
They were very heavy, but I managed it.
Yeah.
And
And then this is where it all sort of takes a weird turn.
Everything happens in
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
5 minutes.
For no reason, right? Because she's known him all the way through this, and she's like, had her suspicions that he was just after a secret sauce. But then, like, they've grown and they've learned, and they're both into molecular gastronomy and all this sort of stuff. And he's prepared to like help her. And isn't he working in the van as well at this point?
Yeah, because Jesse's gone to an audition, so he's stepped in.
So he's like doing his CEO stuff and this because it calms him down or whatever. And then she just goes, "Oh, your phone's just messaged. I'll just open it and read a private message."
Yeah.
Which
No,
is an
it was on
invasion.
the front screen.
Even so, still an invasion
Yeah,
of privacy.
And then she just goes
And it
ape
just
shit.
says something like, "We've perfected the new sauce" or something, doesn't it?
It says we finally got the last ingredients sorted on that new sauce.
Is that what it said?
It's written so that it does read like they were.
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to
like
steal
we
the recipe.
found the missing
Right.
ingredient.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just thought it said we finished the new sauce because yeah. And then she just goes, "You absolute shithouse! How dare you?
Get
How
out of my-
dare you? Match fuck!" Yeah. And he's like, whoa, calm down, Sugar Tit. No, we're not doing that. We're doing a Hawaiian sauce. I've been talking about it non-stop because you asked what a Hawaiian sauce was, and I said barbecue sauce with pineapple in it. Probably, I don't fucking know.
They're trying to figure out that key
Yeah,
ingredient.
that's what the missing ingredient is. Hawaii. Sand, probably. And she's like, "I don't believe you. You've only been here to just steal my ingredients, steal my recipes." And he's like, "I'm not. Like, what's wrong with you? What's happened here? Is there a gas leak?" And she's like, No, go now, and never darken my towels again. And so he leaves, right? And then she's miserable for a bit.
Well, she's driving, isn't she? And she sees the billboard of Barbecue Bill's
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian sauce.
Biggest chain restaurant in Chicago.
With the
Tiny wee billboard on someone's garden. Piece of A4 they've laminated and stuck up somewhere.
But it has a huge pineapple on it, so it must have pineapple in
I would
it.
hope so, yes. And she's like, "Oh, maybe I've made a mistake. Oh, well, never mind. I'm too proud to admit my mistake, so I'll just live a life of solitude. Bye." They're both miserable. They're hanging around in the other location.
Oh, they go to Jesse's bar now. He works in a bar.
That's where
this
he was
time.
working before. That's the other location.
Oh, right, okay.
And Shay and Jesse are like going at it like knives now. And Jesse goes, "Oh, Zoe goes, "I can't phone him because what do I say? I was wrong." Yeah,
Yeah.
I do it all the
Oops,
time.
Sorry, mate.
Eddie
Got it
Murphy
wrong.
wasn't in an episode of Grange Show. Sorry, I thought he was. Stuff like that. Just, But she goes, "No, I can't." Jesse goes, "Oh, we've got a catering job this weekend." So I'm assuming they prep up the truck at their own expense, drive out to that one picnic table.
But not once does she go, "Well, we've got all this food for 2 people, it looks like."
But we know how much they can eat.
And she's like dressed up really fancy, isn't she, as well? Which
Yeah.
you don't do for a catering gig. You wear practical clothes.
You would be wearing whites, yeah. But yeah, oh, what's this? Oh, wow, this is that picnic table we went to.
This looks familiar.
And then Jesse goes, not Jesse, Colin goes "Meh," from around the back of a tree with some flowers and goes, "Yeah, I'm sorry." And she goes, "Oh, it's all right." I'm like, "Why are you apologising? You did nothing wrong."
He's bought her truck
Yeah,
back,
Olivia.
Olivia.
Why? He did nothing wrong.
And he's quit being a CEO because it didn't suit him.
Yep, and he's fired Rick the prick.
He fired Rick and bought
And
them.
he says, "Zoe, will you be my partner forever?"
Bleh.
And then they kiss, and then
You
she
do a
goes,
deep
"Yes,
kiss.
forever." I'm like, you've just realistically, that was your first kiss. You don't want. How do you know you want to be together forever in partner or in love? Partners.
Tomac.
And yeah, then it ends.
It was very annoying.
I
It definitely had this feel of like, when you're a kid and you're writing out something neatly and you start off with really good handwriting and it's just really spaced out.
And then towards the end, you're just like,
It all happens in the last 5 minutes.
yeah. I didn't mind it. It's not as bad as some of the other films we've seen recently.
It's soppy nonsense, isn't it?
Like, there was bits in it that made me laugh. I want to know what happened to the chubby-cheeked boy. There's genuine mysteries. Maybe the Mystery Boys Club thing, the other Hallmark thing, they can look into that one day.
Oh, yeah.
The postal the postal crime solver
Yeah.
boys, or whatever they were called.
What is it, madam? It's a murder.
It's a murder.
See that, but that was the McBride. What is it, Madam Murder, or whatever it was?
Oh my god, do you reckon?
It
It's just
actually
like
was McBride.
Leprechaun comes out and starts murdering people.
I'm the leprechaun. Still in this, the leprechaun, man. Yeah, so I'm going to give this 3 bronze orange chicken roulades.
I'm gonna give it 2 sachets of the new Hawaiian
Of pocket sauce.
barbecue sauce.
Hot
Look how
pockets.
meaningless this is all become.
Do you remember when we had a proper scoring structure on this?
I think that only lasted 2 episodes with us.
Yeah.
Barney, your score?
4 Claudettes.
Wow.
Quite
Metal.
it wasn't the worst thing we've seen. It was quite good for.
No.
I wish
There was-
I should have counted how many times they said sauce though.
Yeah.
That would have been
Oh,
interesting.
No, drink every time they say sauce.
No, but paralyzing on the floor.
The film was written by Simone J. Chapman, and you'll be surprised to hear that this is her only credit.
Yes.
Listen, when you've hit perfection so early on, there's trying to top it, isn't it?
Why go any further? So again, I'm sorry to say they're all fairly boring people, but I have got some facts about them. So Zoe McBride, she is played by Rachel Bles. I don't know how to B-L-E-S, Bles.
Bless.
Known for Molly and Pip, Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, and
Ooh, is she a-
Departure.
Oh, only one Law and Order. We never got the 4, have we?
Just the-
No.
Yeah, no. And she recently, I just like this fact, this review she had. So she was,
Oh, I hope she likes the top half.
so this isn't what she said, this is what someone said about her performance in the national tour of The Wizard of Oz. So she was playing the good witch, Glinda. And
Glinda.
someone said this about her. This Glinda appears to be vying for the name change to Glinda the Bad Witch, or at least the Naughty Witch. Apparently she played it very sassily, so she was quite cheeky and naughty.
How? Glinda's in it for like
I know.
3 minutes
You
at
go,
most.
hello, munchkins. Just be like, whoa, munchkins.
Comes out of that bubble rubbing her thighs.
Okay,
Huszar!
so Colin Richmond, the main guy, he was played by Stephen Huszar.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! He was once named, and I love this so much,
Oh, please be something weird.
Nice Boy of the Week.
That's...
When he was in year 3.
No, this is in 2021. 2021, I think. Nice Boy of the Week by nicegirls.com.
nice boy of the week sounds like one of those things they have in a cat sanctuary. Mittens was a nice boy this week. He ate all his food. Colin was a bad boy. He scratched me. It's...
He was the Nice Boy of the Week in 2021 by nicegirls.com.
What's the website? Nice girls. I don't want to type that in.
So he's best known for his role in the popular, in inverted commas, I presume, Ruby Herring Mysteries franchise on the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries,
Ooh.
as well as being, he's got quite a big sort of repertoire of being an extra in things like Supernatural and Flash, and he's never had a big role, I guess, in any of those sort of things. So then I was looking for some interesting facts on him, which I did not find, but I did find...
He's a nice boy, just leave
He's
it.
just a nice boy. He's someone who's a big fan of Stephen's, but he has quite an interesting take on the English language, and so I thought I'd read you some of what was said about him.
Okay.
Huszar might be in his 40s, but the actor's charm and grace can take your breath away with ease. He stands at the height of 6'1", with weight being 74 kilograms. Stephen tends to hit the gym most of the time, and as a result of that, he is able to maintain a fit body that resembles a hunk.
I was gonna say a Hulk.
A Hulk and
All his
bold
hands keep
nature.
missing.
A hunk and bold nature. Interestingly, the vital body of the actor is not available. Don't know what that means.
Why can't they just write name, Huszar, age 40, Wait,
Mate.
that. Why do you have to describe him like he's some
He's so weird.
majestic?
Mate, I'm on nicegirlstv.com, right?
We found it.
Interview of the week, Stephen Huszar. Homecoming for the holidays, so maybe put that one in for Christmas. But the best one is, right, halfway down it, like, because they're all generic white Hallmark lads, there's one black guy called Gentry White. Now.
Gentry's a
Also,
cool name.
nice boy of the week, Stan Lee. So, yeah,
Nice.
nice girls. Yeah, the Stan Lee. Nice guy of the week is a bit weird, this, because...
Nice boy of the week.
Nice boy of the week, sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. This website is insane.
Bookmark it.
That's what I'm doing after this. Yeah, I'm gonna go through that for material.
So yeah, there's a few things like that that's written about him, and then I've got Grandpa was played by Ron Lee, who's known for The Recruit, Punisher, and Saw 4. But as is now my theme about doing facts, I looked up their respective ages to the daughter versus the grandfather. So Rachel Bles, well, at the time of making, was 46, and Ron Lee was 62, so he was 16 years old, older than her, which would make for interesting
Genetics.
Yeah. He was 10 when she was born.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
so-
Don't like that.
I don't know though. It did sort of play out a bit better than some of the other films. It was a you could.
To be honest, when she said she was 46, I wouldn't have guessed that. I'd have said younger than that. So well done with the Vaseline
Yeah.
on the lenses.
It's all that barbecue sauce she eats.
It's healthy.
She rubs it on her face.
So does Jesse. That's why he's got packets of it.
It's skincare. That's
Selling them down the docks. Yeah.
The director then, so he was Don McBrearty, 76 credits, most of which are TV movies, including 2021's Jingle Bell Princess, 2019's Pride, Prejudice and Mistletoe, and 2018's Very, Very Valentine.
Oh, not just very Valentine, very Valentine.
I remember that one.
My favourite thing on his list was 2004's Ghost Cat.
Oh my god, this comes up all the fucking time.
Really?
Yes.
What, on this
Oh.
podcast? Have I...
I'm fairly sure it's either Ghost Cat or Ghost Dog.
We've
If it's,
talked about Ghost
is it Ghost
Dog?
Dog?
I
Where
okay.
his father dies and comes back as a dog.
Oh no, this is different.
Oh, right.
So this features Elliot Page, but when they were young, so they were
Right.
Ellen Page
Right.
at the time. And it's a young girl and her father moved into an old house haunted by the presence of a dead former resident and her beloved cat. So it turns out that the cat and the owner died at the same time, and they both come back as ghosts. The cat was called Margaret.
Margaret.
Terrible name for a cat.
You're not having 4 fish cakes, Margaret.
And it's also marketed as the cat that comes back, which is just ridiculous.
What?
So
All
I
right.
was trying to think about what a ghost cat would do. So obviously it would knock things off the side.
That's just what regular cats do.
Any other suggestions?
I don't know. Go in the stink cupboard and make smells.
But so then I actually looked up to see if there was anyone who'd seen a ghost cat in real life.
What is happening? This has got away from me.
You're still on nicegirls.com.
I am looking at all the nice boys.
All the nice boys on nicegirls.com.
It's very confusing.
And I found this thread like, have you seen a ghost cat before? And one woman put, Gabrielle, she is called, put that she put once or twice. I also saw. This was just so mad. I also saw ghost kittens playing on my bed, ghost bugs, ghost lights near my ceiling. Ghost lights, that's not a thing. Ghost children with no heads, and a ghost rat once ran under my pillow.
I
So-
checked for carbon monoxide leaks in your
Yeah.
house, love.
She's
And
a
That's
then,
not-
if you're going to see the ghosts of all the animals ever, you just...
Is your house built on a ghost zoo? Is it? That's,
I'm more concerned all the animals were like fully bodied, but the kids had no heads.
no, they were on a ride at the zoo and were all decapitated.
That's a lot of animals to see that.
Ghost bugs. That's just when you're really tired and you do that with your eyes, isn't it? And then it all goes all squiggly. That's
ghost lights as well.
That's where police go
Just
past.
It's just lights.
You stare at a light bulb too long and you blink and you get that light. Veronica, go and get help.
I know. I thought that. I was like, thank you for your
candour.
But
Yes.
please go to the GP.
Yeah, go and get a carbon monoxide detector. Go and get a radon detector. Open a window, maybe.
I hope you're well.
Burn some sage just to be on the safe side. You know.
Yeah, but that's my facts. Went weird. Got weird.
So we have got a good one by Smith Duke. 7 out of 10. Good until the ending.
I would have thought the other way around.
This movie was going at a nice pace, and then the ending was rushed and unbelievable. Barely any romance occurred. Good for only watching once. I did enjoy Stephen Huszar as the lead actor, and once again, IMDb is insisting we make our reviews at least 150 characters. Sometimes a movie is not good enough to deserve that much. We are not all great writers, but simply want to get our point
It's
across.
150 characters, mate. It's not fucking Homer's Odyssey, is it? Like, yeah.
Like when you're trying to write an essay and you're like...
And then this happened, and then,
I
and
think
then,
he
and
thinks it was words, because when he got to that, I'm pretty sure he'd used 150
Yeah.
characters already.
yes.
Right.
He's
counting
right.
his own words. 1, 2, 3.
Because I think on IMDb it has a countdown anyway.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. He's right though.
Yeah.
It did rush along at a pace.
But it was too slow at the beginning, and then it got too fast at the end.
Pacing issues.
Pacing issue.
For Cooking Up
And
Love
then-
2.
Cooking Up Love 2. The Sauce Empire. Oh, this is my favourite one from Brenda
goes-
Bilash.
It goes from regional to national food truck jam. Oh, is it Brendan? Brendan Bilash is back.
Brenda Bilash.
Yeah.
And she gives it a 10 out of 10, but titles it 10 out of 10 reasons why this is worse than a Hallmark movie.
Brendan, that's not how scoring works.
But
Give you a 6 at diving, but here's 6 reasons why that dive was shite.
you're going to love this. So, 10 out of 10 reasons. Number 1, the acting was wooden.
Fair enough.
Number 2, I don't think I can get through this.
Focus.
Number 2, there were no...
No indicators. We find out what happened to the big lad.
There were no enchanting snowman competition.
The wrong time of year.
Brenda only wants snowman films.
She just wants to watch the same film over and over again.
With just different people in it. Yeah.
Number 3, which I agree with, the dog was not
The
featured
dog should
more.
have been at the star of this. They should have used him to advertise the sauce. I love it. That could have been his catchphrase.
Number 4, the Grandpa Claudette relationship did not have more screen time.
We never saw
never saw
Claudette. We saw her hand banging on a window and she could have fallen and broke a hip. We don't know.
Yeah.
Help me.
Number 5, the villain was a sad... Oh, I'm rubbish! Brenda, you're going to kill me! Ooh, number 5, the villain was a sad sack of sauce.
A sad sack of sauce.
Sorts, I think.
No sauce!
Sauce? Oh, okay. That's even weirder.
A sack of sauce. That's not a thing.
Ooh.
It would all leak through the sack.
Or Jesse and Stelia.
Sad sack of sauce. Number 6, the main...
The mayor.
Oh, I can't cope, I'm rubbish. Right.
Take a deep breath. Come on. Power through.
Number 6, the main character was the food truck.
Again, I don't think it was Brenda, but...
Number
That's a
7,
bad thing.
Number 7, the snow truck wasn't a snowman.
the chick was unusually naive about why her ex-company was trying to get her sauce, like super sauce thieves.
The chick? Brenda!
I think she'd forgotten her name.
Yeah, but don't call it, just put the woman. Don't put the chick.
Number 8, there were no Christmas...
It's not Christmas now.
Nobody mentioned Christmas at all.
There were no Christmas trees delivered to anyone.
What would there be?
Number 9. You actually have a chance as an actor if you have been on a Hallmark
It's
movie.
Hallmark.
Number 10. Looks like Sweet Valley High, but with sauce.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Has she
I
been
think-
seeing ghost kittens
I'm
as well?
sorry.
I was going to
Sorry,
say,
everyone. Brenda proper tickled me.
Brenda is a comedy genius. The fact that this film about a food truck doesn't have Christmas trees in it.
They were no
Nobody
snowmen.
Nobody even mentions talking snowmen. 10 out of 10.
A sad sack of sauce.
Oh, have you any more, or have we just finished?
I can't. No, what would top that? Plus, I can't
don't know.
breathe. I think I'm having an asthma attack.
If we had one from the one that signs his name off at the end of every.
No, we couldn't find his film, could we? But I'm going to go to Brenda's list now.
Oh, let's do Brenda. Yeah, Brenda sounds like a gold mine. In conclusion,
No, I bet they're all like Valentine's films about it. She's fuming there's no Christmas.
watches a Christmas film. No one's making sauce in this film. Brenda, are all your DVDs in the wrong case or something, love? In conclusion, that was 2021's Cooking Up Love, or The Source of Love. It's available on YouTube if you want to watch it, or it is on Amazon Prime as well. That was our 100th show, by the way.
Yay!
I think we've finished on a high with that one. Oh, thanks to Brenda. Your favourite lines from the film, or your top Brenda facts?
No snowmen.
Nobody had a Christmas tree delivered in the middle of July.
The villain was a sad sack of sauce.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
But are you not tired of living through history?